Well, hello. Thanks for coming back to check out another video. So, you can see my naked eyeballs, so you know we're probably doing something with eyeshadow, because who would get on here and not be wearing eyeshadow? And also the title probably gives away the video. So I am super excited that today's video is going to be a multi-palette bingo. I've decided to use BH Cosmetics because that is one of my all-time favorite drugstore brands. I quickly just want to put this out there. I know they filed for bankruptcy, Chapter 11. I am in no way like a lawyer or a financial person or an expert on that in any way. So don't know, like I have the vaguest understanding of what that means. Don't know, like, is the brand officially going to go out of business? Are they going to restructure things? I don't know. That's not why I'm making this video. I'm sure you have seen a ton of content creators put out their 2 cents on the issue, and that is not what this is. I've had this video planned since the beginning of January, before all of this came out, and just fitting it into my schedule, it worked good at the end of January, so the timing looks a little bit fishy, and I just feel weird, like I don't want to put this video out there and it seem like I am promoting that you make a purchase from BH Cosmetics because, oh no, there's like the fear that they're going to go out of business. Like, that is not what this channel is about. That is not what Haley is about. So I just think multi-palette bingos are fun because typically when you have more than one palette from a brand, the color stories are usually like a wide variety, like a wide array of shades. And to me, it's just fun to get those 6 random shades and try to put them all together and make a really cohesive eye look. So that's all this is. This is just fun. This is in no way like has some ulterior motive. So now that that little disclaimer is out of the way, we can get into the funness of this. So I decided to not pull out all of my BH Cosmetics palettes. I just pulled out my 16 pan eyeshadow palettes from them. So I do have 6 of them. We can quickly like do a rundown as to which 6 I have, and then we can randomize our shade from every palette. Alright, so these first 2 have like a more holographic background, so it's going to be a little bit harder for the camera to register it. But I do have the Blueberry Muffin palette. I have the Avocado Toast, Passion in Paris, Party in Puerto Rico, Lost in Los Angeles, and then the last one is Smitten in Switzerland. Alright, so I have Pretty Random pulled up on my phone. I don't even know. I think you guys can maybe see it. Maybe the camera will pick up on that. So I have the min set to 1 and the max set to 16. I do not have prevent re-rolls on because if we got, like, let's say we rolled like 3 2s, it's going to be all different shades because it's 6 different palettes. So we're just going to go through them, and in the order that I showed them to you is going to be how the number corresponds to it. But I'm just going to roll the 6 numbers all at once, and then we'll see what our shadows are. So our first number, is that 9? That is 9, okay. See, oh, then 11. Maybe if I come back here, you can... Then we get 15, that's 3. Then we get 8, 14, and 3. So we got a good selection of, like, you know, some high numbers, some low numbers. I'm just making sure that that is 6. And it is. So number 9 will correspond to our Blueberry Muffin palette. So that would be 4, 8, 9. So good. The shade right here is number 9. And then there's a swatch of the So Good shade. The ring light really makes my hand look very glowy. Okay, so then from Avocado Toast, we're going to pull out shade 11. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's this red shade, Paprika, right here. Very pretty. I don't know how well that's going to go with that blue shade because this red is obviously more on like the warm tone side, and the blue shade is kind of more on the cool tone side of things, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. All right, so then we will do number 15 was our 3rd number, so that's gonna be from the Passion in Paris palette. Oh, I love this shade. It's this matte red down here, which is like a more cool toned red, and so I don't know, it's just so pretty. It's one of my favorite shades in the whole palette. Like, pairing this kind of red with that blue is going to be fun. Ooh, all matte shades. Are we going to have to do an all matte look? All right, so then our next number that we got was number 8, which will correspond to the shade for Party in Puerto Rico. So that is going to be Laguna Grande right here. It's like a, kind of like a cool tone khaki brown. Again, another matte shade. Oh, is this going? I rarely do all matte looks, so I don't know how I'm going to fare with this. But we do have 2 more palettes, so high hopes, high hopes. But let me pull up my sleeve. There is that matte kind of khaki brown shade in the mix. Okay, let me put these back here. Okay, so that was 8, yeah. So then 14 is what we got for Lost in Los Angeles. Oh, it's a shimmer. It's the Hills. Okay, right? No, 16. No, it's another matte. Right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it's another matte. I got excited and thought it was the 15th shade, the Hills, but we actually got this green shade would be the 14th shade in the palette if we're going like this way, which we have been. So Dreamer is the shade that we got. Oh, this is an interesting color story. I am going to have no idea what to do. So there's Dreamer at the bottom of that. It's like this, I wouldn't say like a minty green. It's like a pistachio green. It's pretty. And then, so Smitten in Switzerland is our last palette, and the number that we rolled for that is 3, which is a matte shade. So it's Fondue right here. Probably one of my least used shades within the palette. Like these first 3 shades are kind of same-samey, but you know, it's okay. We're not here to criticize that. We're just here to do a look. Okay. So I am going to show you the whole color story, which is all matte. I'm going to need a minute to think about this. Okay, so now that we're a little more zoomed in and personal, I did forget to mention to you guys, just in case you're curious, I primed my eyes with the P. Louise Eye Base Primer in Rumor 2. This was sweetly sent to me by Laura, and then I set down my eyeshadow primer with the Bare Minerals Concealer in the shade Well Rested. Okay, so just to refresh you on our color story, this is what it is. I think my game plan at first is going to be to use this very bottom shade, which is Fondue, from the Smitten in Switzerland. And then I don't recall the name of the shade. It was something Grande, but this is from the Party in Puerto Rico palette. I think since these two are basically neutral brown type shades, I'm going to use these both in my crease. So I'm going to go in first with Fondue and then kind of deepen it up with this shade, just so we're on the same page. I know like the angle for this is going to be a little bit funny, but it's not really an eyeshadow tutorial. This is just here. My torture is your entertainment, really. Like, who's going to want to recreate this? So I don't even know if you can tell. Like, it's such a light shade, so I'm going to do the other eye. Okay, so I did put that Fondue shade on, and I brought it kind of far up, you know, in here, because it'll be, like, nice to blend shadow over it, even though it's not, like, a very impactful color and doesn't really do much. So, like I told you guys, then we're going to just deepen up the crease with the shade that we got from the Party in Puerto Rico palette. It was Laguna Grande, this kind of brown right here. And I'm just going to take the same brush, and I did like clean it off before dipping into this shade. Okay, so that's what this looks like with that second shade. I promise, like, the next time we do this, I will be a little bit more prepared. I thought it was going to be super easy to just, like, zoom in the camera and do an eye look, and I don't have, like, a table in front of me, and holding this mirror is kind of ridiculous. So I promise it'll get better from here on out. Alright, so normally I would do, like, my lower lash line stuff last, but I think I'm going to do it now. So We've used 2 of the 6 shades so far. So the 3rd shade I'm going to do is the Avocado Toast shade that we got, Paprika here. I'm just going to buff that out along my lower lash line, and we'll see how this turns out. Okay. It's a process. It's a process. Just trust the process. Alright, so then I did take that blending brush that I was using with those first 2 shadows, and I kind of like blended out the lower lash line a little bit. So this is what we have so far. Okay, so I think the game plan is going to be to take the red shade, which I think is called, I don't remember. It's not called Moulin Rouge. That's just the shimmery red. But I'm going to take the matte, like kind of plummy red shade, this 3rd shade here, from the Passion in Paris palette, and we're going to put that in our outer V and kind of smoke that out into the crease. Then we're going to layer the blue shade So Good, which was from the Blueberry Muffin palette. We're going to layer that on it, but not bring it up as far. And then our lid shade that we're going to blend into like this blue-red combo is going to be that green shade from the Lost in Los Angeles palette. So let's just see how this turns out. I don't know why, but like I always feel like I have to like hold my mouth open in order to get like the perfect eye look. That's not the case. Alright, so it looks a little bit crazy right now because I really just wanted to get that color placed down and not worry so much about blending. So I'm going to do the other eye to make sure I have like the placement matching. Okay, so I'm like fairly happy. I think once we blend it out, it'll look like they match just a little bit more. So I'm just going to take that same brush and kind of finesse and like blend this out. Alright, so I want a little bit of a better blend, so I'm going to go back in with that first brush, no additional product on it, and kind of like help this a little bit. Alright, so I think you can see like not blended, blended. I like the blended side. I'll be right back. Okay, I always feel like I do this eye so well, and then I go in to do this one and I'm like, you look okay, not as great, but I will let you know if I like do any like fixing of the shape. So now we're going to take that So Good shade from the Blueberry Muffin palette, which was this blue, and we're just going to layer that over the red, but not bring it up as far. Alright, so I'm going to take that brush that we used the red shade with initially. I'm going to try to like blend the edges of these 2 shades together a bit more. Okay, I'm not like terribly mad at this. Hopefully, like in my mirror, it looks a little bit better than I think it looks in the viewfinder. Okay, so honestly, I'm not even that mad at this, and I feel like it's just going to go downhill from here because what we're going to put on our lids is that like minty, I don't even know, pistachio green shade. That's how we described it. This is our lid color. I really like the red and the blue like paired together. It's not something I would have paired together normally, but yeah, I'm not like mad at it, so here's to ruining it. Okay, I'm going to do the other eye, and I'm going to decide if I want to deepen up, like fix that blue a little bit, or just leave it like this. This is it. I'm going to put on lashes and everything. This eye turned out a little bit worse, so we're just gonna really pay attention to this eye. I think this one is the star of the show. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the finished look. I'm not mad at it. Let's just say that. I feel a little funny like talking and closing my eyes, but I think all in all, for like a palette bingo, this was probably my most successful one, to be quite honest. And it's an all matte look. Like, you know, like I said, I'm not that mad at it. I'm pretty proud of myself. Just in case you're curious, the mascara that I put on was the Lash Up Rising from Joa. I put on the LA Girl Glide Gel Eyeliner, Blackest Black. And then on my lips, I was not sure what to put with this look. So I just went with the Fenty Beauty Cream Gloss Bomb in the shade Candy Milk. Really pretty. So yeah, that will be everything. I hope you guys enjoyed my torture, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.